Vodafone pre-match and all the energy in the world that Drake might have harvested over in that one album is not going to be enough here tonight. We do have NRG taking on TYLOO, and what is surely sending one of these teams a little bit further in the major, while the other is going to have to regroup and try again yet another day. My name is Trey Saranthus, and I'm joined by Pimp and Sean. And, well, guys, we do have a pretty big matchup on our hands, as well as over on the B stream. We do have Spirit and Fury over there playing for their lives in the tournament. Kind of already touched on that, kind of already recapped, but in case you're just joining us, in case you don't have any earthly idea what is going on, we can take a look at what the Swiss system includes and how this is all broken down thus far. And I think, Jacob, you kind of nailed it last time, but at least this time, I think a good person to do that would have to be maybe Jacob again, or you, Sean. Would you?
I could do it, sure.
Yeah, let's run up that Swiss system. Let's see what it looks like.
Now.
Maybe a different time? Okay, cool. So we will actually probably be taking a look at that in due time, and unfortunately that time is not now. Now the implications have actually surfaced. So Sean, I know you were eagerly ready to approach it. Take it away.
Yeah, so obviously 3 little blue dots and you advance, 3 little red dots and you go home. So you can see Greyhound is going home and Renegades has advanced to the Legend stage as new challengers.
Simple as it is, right? And then you have 2 teams who are very, very close of doing so right now, going up against each other, NRG and TYLOO. One of those teams will have 3 blue dots to them after this game in roughly 2 hours or 3 hours from now on, and also will be progressing into the next stage of the major.
Yeah, everybody just trying to stay alive here in the new challengers. I mean, these guys obviously having had to battle this far into it, and when we look at some of the results, there have certainly been some upsets along the way. That's right, the coveted Cloud9, Sean Garris' favorite team, has taken an L today.
Yes, indeed, to Vici. They've taken 2 L's to the Chinese team so far, Trace. Luckily for them, there's no more Chinese teams for them to face, so they should be safe in that regard. And Renegades, the other team from the Oceanic Qualifier, is gone. Greyhound the other way, so
pick'ems are safe in some regards. Some people's pick'ems are still looking just about proper, and in this moment, we're going to be taking a look at the one Chinese team here that is TYLOO. They do have some members from all over the place, being that and Bentet leading the ship over there. And if we start to talk about TYLOO taking on NRG in a best of 3, we've kind of alluded to what the implications are. We know exactly where this one could end up in terms of just how pound for pound of a fight we're going to have on our hands. But things probably could get weird here as desperation comes into play.
Yeah, this is by far the hardest challenge for TYLOO. Before they had best of 1s against very strong teams, without a doubt, Vitality and Cloud9. But playing a best of 3 against a team like NRG is extremely difficult because they can play so many maps very well. For example, they can play Overpass, Inferno, Nuke. They're adequate on Mirage and Train. That is going to be a big problem for a new team.
Yeah, that could spell a little bit of troublesome there for that side. But for the time being, we're going to take a look at what NRG has. We've already showcased a little bit of the other side, and now it's time to dive into NRG.
Unfortunately, we weren't able to boot camp before the actual major. We boot camped before the minor. We tried to play as much as we could in North America. Obviously, it was pretty hard because a lot of the teams left to Europe, but we made the best of our situation, especially with how our boot camp went. Our boot camp went really well before the minors, so I think we're still confident. I wouldn't say there's any team we specifically want to play against due to like play style or in-game things. I think it would be cool to play Fnatic or Cloud9 because I don't think we played either of those teams on LAN last year. I think the feeling is a sense of relief. I think we're definitely happy that we did it. We obviously feel like we should have done it before, but I think our team's sort of in a place where we're more confident now, and we're just excited to be here.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a Canadian thing or that's just the demeanor of Daps, but I did not feel the confidence or the excitement radiating through that interview myself, but the excitement could begin around what is the veto. Guys, we do have 3 maps on our hand. It could all go in the way of 2, but right now, where are we going?
Well, I don't know. I was resident sleepering throughout Daps' interview.
My goodness.
Just kidding. But this could go a lot of different ways. So TYLOO obviously has to ban Nuke. NRG's best map is Overpass. Second best is Inferno. They go with the Inferno pick. That's interesting maybe because they have some footage on TYLOO. TYLOO looked very strong on Overpass yesterday. TYLOO picked Mirage. We have yet to see this version of TYLOO on Mirage, and that is a map historically that they are incredibly strong on.
We do know TYLOO for being this super strong Mirage team, as you said. That's the one map they always went to when they wanted to upset European teams. So if they can find some of that flair they had with the old lineup, with these two new guys as well, that's going to be a completely scary one for NRG moving into this one. Third map being Train. This, to me, this line us up for a very good matchup. I think there's a clear favorite for both maps here, or at least a decent favorite in form of TYLOO on Mirage. So it could go all the way.
I couldn't agree more. Yep.
Could go all the way, but perhaps it won't. Perhaps it does end in 2, and perhaps that's somebody's dreams coming true there in the pick'ems of putting, of course, NRG 3-0 again. Anyway, yes, we can start to talk about the first map that is Inferno. There are a few key characters to look out across the board here. We could start to talk a little bit about the NRG guys. I know some of the heroes on that side. You're going to hear about Cirque, the Bulgarian opera. That's been a storyline for quite some time now. I really think there's a hero in Breeze.
Yeah, Breeze and Ethan in particular come up big time and time again. When they first made this team, we all thought Cirque was going to be that star player, and he was for quite a long time. And then he kind of took a step back, and Ethan and Breezy really took over. And those two have been, I think they're like 2 of the top 5 players in North America easily. The rest of them probably all being in Liquid, maybe other than Automatic.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I definitely think there's a case to be made for Ethan being not only one of the best players in NA, but actually one of the best riflers in the world. I think he's super consistent. I think he's super sharp, and he has that X factor when he comes into his zone sometimes, where he just takes over a game and completely wins it on his own behalf, just making sure to drag NRG over the line. So in that regard, there's a lot of skills surrounding him, a lot of skills surrounding NRG in general. So having Ethan and having Breeze on the same team, you know, as a rifle dude, then backed up by Cirque, the Bulgarian bulldozer, as you referred him to, is not a strong, is not a bad combo at all to have.
It's not a bad combo, but sometimes we get some misfires here in their engine. Sometimes it really doesn't get going in the way that they want it to. However, all of the barriers aside, there's some real barriers to be considered over on the side of TYLOO. We just heard an interview from Jonta, who is coaching a team that is trying to communicate in English a little bit.
But they also talk in Mandarin.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there. I mean, we talk about Bintet over on the side of TYLOO. That's been the key focal point for players that can come out and make a huge impact. What else should we be looking for?
Well, Summer, used to be called Fancy. Summer has been huge. He's been coming up big time and time again in this event, and he's actually on loan to TYLOO for 3 months, himself and Attacker. So they're kind of playing for their jobs right now, and I think they've earned it, and if they obviously win today, this will be probably one of the best performances this TYLOO squad has had.
I definitely agree, and then I look forward to Saturate going up against Cirque. I think the AVP player from TYLOO is one of the most fun ones to watch when he's on his game. He always makes a lot of weird and aggressive peaks with the AVP, and sometimes he pulls it off. So if he's in his zone and if he feels it, then that could be a dangerous matchup between him and Cirque.
And I think you guys were onto something there, because the numbers are going to tell the story of what Ethan has brought to the table. You might recognize him as Nate, but that's because it's Ethan backwards, perhaps. You didn't figure that one out on your own. We're going to solve the mystery of it for us, or for you, by us, for you.
At least he realized he was wrong, right? Because his sticker this time is the correct way, right?
I think so. What I also think is that with Inferno being the opening matchup there, Sean, it's bound to be something. We're going to see something strange coming out, at least on the side of TYLOO. These guys are no stranger to doing things just a little unorthodox, and perhaps that is just the key component that can throw this NRG lineup off kilter.
I know you like to be unorthodox, Trace.
From time to time.
So you're a fan probably of TYLOO and their game style, but yeah, I agree. They like to go through those banana smokes, and they like to play super aggressive. Now, will NRG be ready for that? Hopefully so, after already seeing what TYLOO can do on Inferno, and hopefully, that is why they picked Inferno as their map. So I don't expect that kind of random style to catch NRG off like it previously did for TYLOO.
No, I definitely agree. I think what we saw against Vitality on TYLOO's behalf was, as you said, very aggressive style. Vitality was not really prepared for it. They got caught off guard a lot of the time. So TYLOO has that X factor to the way they play. As said, it is unorthodox, but overall, I feel NRG is one of the most stable teams. It's one of the most, well-rounded teams in terms of how they line up against pretty much all opponents in the world. So it shouldn't be catching them off guard the same way it caught Vitality off guard.
I mean, it's been a real breeze for them up to this point, right? And this could be where things do start to get a little dicey. I mean, we're talking about a matchup with serious implications here. And guys, before I throw it over to those two guys that are going to be bringing you the action, I actually want to know, where you're going to put your money on this one. Not that we're doing any of that betting or anything, but...
Well, I don't think TYLOO can circumvent this loss they're about to get, Trace. So I'm going to go with NRG winning this one.
I think NRG is just a better team. I think they have proven more over more recent time. I'm looking forward to a close matchup, but NRG should be able to clinch their way into the major.
Yeah, I mean, clinching in the major right now is a pretty crucial time, and time is just elapsing the longer that we kind of delay this one just a little bit. And this is more on us. I really want to drive some points home to you, the viewer, and that point being that you need to go over there, hit Control-T on your browser right now. I don't care if you're using Internet Explorer. It's okay in this moment. Go ahead and load up Twitter. Let's see some hashtag IEM coming out of your tweets and who you think is going to be winning this one. And in fact, in this moment, I do believe we can start to head over to the commentators who are going to be taking us onward into Inferno, representing the Commonwealth and the Yeet King himself. It's going to be Alex Machine Richardson and Chad Sponge Burchill. Take it away, boys.
Thank you very much, Trace. That is it. NRG, TYLOO, and I'm hanging out with my boy, the Beav. It is none other than Sponge.
I didn't think the Beaver would catch on, but unfortunately it has. And look, on paper, NRG, definitely the favorite going into this matchup right here, but TYLOO are undefeated.
Yes, and I mean, okay, I have to say, I would have said everything that they just said on the desk if I hadn't have shared the experience of Cloud9 TYLOO.
100%.
Because this is a team that there was so much expectation on Cloud9, and a lot of it justified. They haven't had the best day one. Day two hasn't started out fantastically for them either, but I think a 16-3 is a real, you know, whipping the glove out. They're starting to declare war here in the Challenger stage, TYLOO.
And it's the way they've done it, you know, the fact that they've upgraded players in a personnel sense, they're much more, I guess, able to put up more multi-frags on the board in the likes of Summer and Attacker. We've seen what they've been able to do scattered over the years within the Chinese region. And now finally with Bentet and Xcurate, we have 4 players with absolute star potential, somebody playing that spoiler role, very aggressive.
He's so naughty, isn't he?
He loves a play like that, and you need someone like that in your team. You know, we've seen that over the years with MIBR, Fer, with JW back in the day with Fnatic being very sporadic and aggressive with AWP, and then Jonta gets the privilege of getting to get these magical pieces on the board and push them in the right direction.
Did you catch Frankie's interview with him
Yes.
just beforehand? Because from what I understood, that was, for me, the revelation that Jonta approached them. He went to TYLOO and said, hey, I really want to have a go. I think I could do something with this roster.
Someone can confirm if this is true or not, but I remember there was a rumor after VP kind of disbanded and fell apart that it was actually going to be Cuban. So something didn't come into play there. But we're going to kick off the pistol round. We've got a smoke and 2 flashes on Fugly, a smoke and a Molotov on Daps, the in-game leader. And over on the CT side, Summer with 2 flashes and a kit. He's going to get an early flash out for Banana Aggression, and Bentet is going to get Inquisitive.
This shouldn't go well. It doesn't. Ethan, the top of that tower, the totem pole, and indeed, I think somebody in Summer might be saying a prayer, because at this point, that aggression falls back. I should stop talking. Nope, punished again for this aggression. You talked about TYLOO and their willingness to take fights. Well, right now, they were punished. Summer managed to find something out of that one as they start to Scarpa, but in the meantime, Breezy, he's got a little 1-for-1 over in Boiler.
Look how happy to take Jules all across the map. They are standing forward and posturing. Attacker with 2 huge kills. And now we have a 2-on-2 situation. No map control really granted, but everybody's rotating away from this B-bomb site.
So there isn't any CTs to receive them. You can see that from Damps's freedom. Just strolls into B. He's checking it, but I think he's comfortable in the knowledge that this one is theirs, at least the plant that is.
That Molotov, Alex, could come in huge here. We also have someone with that defuse kit, so key bits of equipment on the board here as it slows down.
All frags have come from those that still stand from TYLOO, Summer and Attacker. Now, appropriately, on the attack. Fugly on Nubox does try and push for information. He's just going to be jiggling. He's not willing to take that fight. The best friend of the T's at this point in time. Pun not intended. Daps tagged down to half. They need to apply pressure. Summer's the one to do it. Already Fugly finds one. This is surely too tall of a task. He makes it difficult, but Daps keeps things safe, and a celebratory spray. That's the first.
Well, we saw what Summer did on the pistol round against Vitality on Inferno, Alex.
You saw what he did on Overpass as well. he was getting pushed from short. He just ran up Monster and killed 2 people. He's a real tough character. You can't pinpoint him. Nice little start, though, from NRG. I love that initial stack.
Yeah, that flash was just off because that was perfect setup, right? Bentet would have had the jump on them, could have had 2 free kills. It didn't land where it was meant to, or maybe it did, and look, NRG 1 step ahead in this scenario. We'll see the Force Buy come out for the likes of TYLOO.
Is it more justified on Inferno than others for the second round Force?
I think it's a team-based decision. You know, a lot of teams back in the day would go for the Force Buy in the second because you couldn't get punished. Now you can. Now it's going to spiral and you won't be buying to the 4th like we see in the old meta, but nowadays you're going to go for it if you're confident in your individuals, if you think people can take the duels. And on Inferno, as you've alluded to, the tight choke points with 5 smoke grenades like TYLOO have in their back pocket can delay for a long time.
If NRG take their time, which with that bomb dropped in spawn, it is indicative of that. This is when this buy starts paying dividends. They haven't used a single one of those smoke grenades yet. Already we're heading towards 60 seconds. NRG set up in this default. I'm intrigued to know how long TYLOO can hold onto those smokes.
Wiki.
Remix.
Yeah. DJ set out here. I really like that Deagle skin, by the way, of the player in the pit.
I'm forever a fan of the Blaze after the things Nico does with it.
All right, so they're grabbing the bomb. There is about 50 seconds left on the clock, and it looks like they're congregated all over towards this banana area. There are 2 players still over towards B, 1 lingering in CT spawn, and 2 anchored down on pit and balcony at that A bomb. So it's that rotation is going to take its time. 35 seconds now. Yeah, this is where
here comes the push. Backing away, Benta eats the flash, but he hasn't been spotted just yet, but they will be checking it. Oh, nice counter flash. Get the Ethan Ted gone. Breezy tagged up, but he takes 2 with him. Not going down just yet. Summer, nice aggression. How does he get away with that? He takes 1. They've kept this equal, but the bomb does go down.
Oh, okay. They're going to go for the hard save here. I think Bentet would have known that he did a bit of damage to Breezy in that scenario, but retaking the B bomb site, or retaking the A bomb site, or retaking in general on Inferno is definitely a hard task, especially if you're placed on a bit of an island like these 2 were. The reason you want to play like that when you are isolated from the rest of your teammates on A is because if they come down, those are 2 very good positions to bunker down in.
So far, so good. It's going to be NRG converting it, but I mean, there's no absence of confidence in TYLOO's play. All of it just oozes this kind of let it go, very almost like I feel like they all should be sitting like JDM used to, you know?
Well, look, I think that there's actually a really good comparison to be made between the 2 play styles, at least of the stars of NRG and the majority of the players on the side of TYLOO. They're all very confident in taking heads-up duels. That's one of the things that they're fantastic at. Daps obviously leading from the rear as the in-game leader with the strategic, more mastermind type of approach, whereas over on the side of things of TYLOO, Bentet, one of the star players, does the in-game leadership and a lot of the delivery of information due to that communication situation they were covering on the desk. So that always has to come into play in these chaotic moments.
Yep, trials and tribulations continue. First map of this best of 3. A spot in the Legends stage on the line as we're going to be seeing Excurate make that Deagle work. Body shot into the belly of Fugly. And that's a Mac 10 that they'll be able to scavenge away eventually. What is happening there? Nades rip apart the CT side. Daps actually burning Attacker, but somebody down to 47. And now Bentet, just a USP and a death certificate. We're going to be seeing the bomb delivered to B, and it is just going to be Excurate. You can hear the nades deployed, but this is going to be the 3rd for NRG and a very comfortable start for the North American squad, who dominated the minor.
Somebody doesn't need to hold on to this Mac 10. He's going to have enough money to buy going into the next, but if he can grab any kills, do any damage to their economy, and bolster his by $1,600, that's $1,600? $1,600 would be fantastic,
that would be,
wouldn't it? You'd be really
we'd be seeing a whole lot more UMPs.
We might have some Gucci clothes on ourselves then if we got that $1,600, but it looks like he's going to keep it in his hands. He's not even getting close for exits towards, you know, CT spawn. He's not going towards banana to catch him off guard there.
But surely that just means you're going to...
He could use it.
Take it into a fully Kevlar AK buy.
If he takes the Mac 10 in and they go for a banana control, that's a pretty good position for that Mac 10, right? He can push down, maybe find himself a kill and then upgrade and get on out of dodge.
Sure.
Or play a closer position over towards, say, Boiler, Halls, where the Mac 10 versus the AK-47, the duel becomes, I guess the spread here is not going to be such a big deal between the value of the weapon, the armor penetration, etc.
Yeah, we'll find out where he chooses to take it. It is intriguing to see him not opt to just try and farm some cash for the weaponry. And he is keeping hold of it.
Oof, all right, that's a big call going into the first gun round on a CT half because, look, we know how cruel of a mistress that can be with the more expensive utility. The defuse kit needing to come into play, but it will be 3 orgs for Bentet, Summer, and Attacker. Excurate able to get his very favoured AWP. If you remember the London Major, TYLOO on Inferno had some bangers of games.
Oh, he did some stupid things with that orb holding A. I think we got to see a highlight of it in the clip yesterday. I'm sure, I hope we see it again. It was a gorgeous edit as well. I think it was by Zodiac, so shout out to him. Somebody doesn't make the Mac 10 work, but Bentet's there to try and catch and pick up the slack. Ethan, considering going wide, likely going to be some utility there, if not an AWP peek from Cirque.
Surely they flash this. This isn't a corner that you're just going to dry peek. I know that Cirque's posted up on the line, but...
It's a bit of an off angle from Bentet, right? He's out of there.
The problem is now, they don't have much information, sure. They might be able to see the top mid right now. There's still a minute 10 left on the clock. And NRG can just roll it down, force them back with simple utility, and then hit whichever bombs that they like.
If you ever want to feel like a potato at Counter-Strike, try and do the jump Ethan just did as easily as he made that look. I look like a plum every time I try and do it.
My movement's so bad, don't even get me started. Oh, here we go.
That's exciting, as is this. Look at this, finally the CT spring to life on A. They're going to be pushing for info, and that rotate, I believe, Excurate's on his way. That AWP will be delivered in time, but look at this. Oh, the timing. What?
Okay.
Whistles past the goggles of the CT on spools.
That's a freebie, we call that, Alex.
That was a freebie. Someone's going to be trying to play ahead of that smoke, but the flashbang may force him back. He recedes and now re-aggress. Can he find one? They're tagged up so heavy. The spray is good, and Orcs fill the kill feed. 3 for TYLOO, and they keep this B site at level. Excurate, close, quarters. Breezy's not going to be having children after that round.
Oh, 2 HP.
He has a shot, but it's Cirque. He does ridiculous things. He's anticipating presence towards Banana, but he's going to get caught in transition. They know where he is, but he hits the flick. 1 versus 1. Excurate has upgraded to the AK. There's only 2 HP left. Cirque's heart still beating, and so is mine, because he re-peaks, he does it. Such a baller, Cirque. His confidence is in every facet of his gameplay, and you can see it right there. He did not look like a player with 2 HP.
He's so lucky to get away with that. As he was moving over towards Coffin, the Banana player, all he had to do was get 1 bullet anyway. In the toe would have been more than enough, but the fact that he wins that duel, get a chance to reposition. Excurate didn't have a kit to note. He would have had to have picked one up in transition because he went for the AWP, and they're able to buy again here. Somebody's going to grab the AWP this time round, and that's going to be facilitated by the MAC-10 being carried across in the earlier stages. 2 UMPs and an MP9. And a pesky AUG out on the board with enough utility here to put up a decent defense. And the default spread, once again, from NRG. They know they need to mitigate any of the randomness or potential aggression from TYLOO early, and they're doing that.
Somebody trying to get his first kill of this map. It's not to be, and actually, of course, appropriately, it's somebody who dies to the MAC-10. The bane so far of his CT side. A scavenged AWP, though. That's nice from Bentet. Not going to let that go to waste. And things will hit somewhat of a standstill. I'm always impressed by Breezy. I think I'm tired of myself underestimating what this guy can do. Nice angles from Extra. Look at this. He's doing so much damage, Chad.
Oh my god, from that position up above, he's not able to get the kills made, but 14 HP for Breezy, and Ethan left on 3 of his own. He will have the AWP. Bogdan's Law coming into play here. But this retake's super difficult as Bentet has the AWP of his own.
That's an old meme.
I only really know the old ones.
17 points of health between the 2 Ts in this afterplant. Ethan on the AWP, pressure starting to be applied. The Molotov's not going well. It's not quite the edge of the smoke like he was aiming for, and now that low health is being punished. It's on to 1 man. Ethan, can he do what Cirque did? Same weapon, same sitch, same health, same result. NRG find another one. DJ Khaled.
The thing is, when you have close rounds like this, you normally expect the economy to get berated down, and it's going to keep them in a position where buys are difficult. But that isn't the case. We got 7K for Daps. Breezy's bought. He still has 4.4. Ethan, he obviously just saved that AWP. He's bought himself an AK, dropped that over to Cirque, who's left with 5.5. And then Fugly has more than enough to buy, and he thinks they're going to be ecoing. So he has a MAC-10 in his back pocket. When you look at the state of affairs on the other side of things, this is such a big question. You know, you're hovering around that 4K mark for the CTs. It's enough to get a buy, but it's not a good buy. You're not going to have all the utility. You're going to be light on the diffuse kit. There's no AWP in play for a player like Excurate, who we've already mentioned can get a lot done with it. So this is why the tactical timeout will come in.
NRG have been playing these first 5 rounds like they're just bloodhounds. You really don't have much opportunity to breathe or think.
You were talking about Breezy, right? And, you know, praising him. Ethan for me as well. Those 2 players, those 2 individuals, they're not the Twists, they're not an Elige, but they're pretty damn close. I think these guys are phenomenal players.
2019, man.
North America has produced some absolute bangers of players.
What is this?
No, okay.
The Rush B no stop is often a T-strat. TYLOO.
We used to have a strat back in the day. They did actually just go for a bit of a pistol upgrade here because the max loss bonus in play. But what you need to know, we used to do a strategy back in the day where the 2 B players would push Banana and die, which would tend to lure them into a B hit. Oh, the B guys are dead. Let's go.
There's 3 of you being rats.
It's super basic.
I love that. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've been a part of that when we played Counter-Strike together. And it has worked to an extent. Summer takes Daps out. That was, of course, just the the scout. He's already taken 2. I think Daps has done more than enough, but info gathered by Xcret, this is perfect. If he gets the timing right, oh, suck. He is so quick on the trigger. Attacker managed to do just a little more damage. A consolation prize, as they'll be conceding 6 here in the first map.
Yeah, having to keep your head on a swivel versus TYLOO makes so much sense because they always seem like they're behind you. They're always pushing a smoke. They're in that one angle that you might lazy clear.
Yeah.
But NRG are switched on, and look, these guys in ENTs, before we saw ENTs fall flat against Renegades earlier, have been looking like the clear favorites because of their approach to Counter-Strike. I think what happened with NRG when they didn't make it to the Face It Major, they didn't make it to the London Major back last year around September, is it was very humbling for them in this environment because in that qualifier, they were one of the better teams. Now, when we saw them in the minors, they were business as usual, get it done. You know, we know we're a top 10 team in the world. They're playing to that form, and they know they're a top 10 team right here, and they're doing it again.
Yeah, this has been such a fantastic start from NRG. Nothing but impressive. TYLOO, on the other hand, actually lacking some of the luster they often bring to their CT sides. Admittedly, their economy has been plaguing them, and courtesy of NRG's prowess. But we'll see how far this gets.
It's very curious, right, for the likes of NRG to pick this map when we've only seen 2 maps of the new TYLOO play, which is, I believe it was Inferno, and the other one was Overpass. Now, they picked into one where they can get a little bit of data. So this is going to show, does TYLOO have enough built up in a small amount of time with Jonta and the new players where they can show depth, show some new things?
That's 3 Molotovs now towards Banana. Forces the smoke out of them. That's info, and somebody's trying to do his very favorite play of all, early Banana control. He hasn't really got too many options available to him, just lingering on the edge of that smoke. He's going to go off every sound cue he gets. He hears the flash come in, plays anti-flash. That's step 1. Surely Ethan's in, yeah, he's hearing steps. And somebody punishes him. Nice work from him. Now this is where he wants to scarper. He's actually picked up the AWP. Not sure how far that's going to get him, but the numbers do favor TYLOO comfortably. 2 frags from somebody to start off this round, and now the smoke's enough to evade the flash to support, and he's out of there with a scavenge Soonbanger.
I don't think he wanted the AWP.
No, he was also at the AK. Yeah, it'll make it work.
Not a happy surprise in that kind of scenario, but the fact that he's gotten away and now they have a 2-man advantage with 45 seconds left on the clock, this should be a TYLOO round every day of the week. They've been able to hedge 4 players over towards that A-bomb site because of somebody with the AWP misses a shot.
He's solo right now. They can overwhelm, but he's taking fights. He's not scared. He's on an island, but he's got 2. Fugly tagged as well, and now he's just got 14 points of health, and it's going to be Bentet's Mac 10 to finish that job. These damn Mac 10s.
Whatever they can carry across, they will, and the fact that they make it work and get their first round on the board right here, very impressive stuff, and that is the disruptive playstyle that we want to see from somebody.
But that's what's so interesting. So we've seen him look a little out of his depth, right? In a couple of rounds already. We're only, what, 7 rounds in. But when it works, that's what it looks like. It's very much you either look like you have no idea how to play the game or you're a god.
It's a 50-50 play, right? Because you're banking on the fact that they get a little bit lazy and don't expect you to be so close. And in that scenario right there, I was able to get away with a lot. Right now, NRG will be able to get a full buy on the board, but their economy's starting to whittle down now. Still the default approach, Alex. Boiler control, halls control, fight for banana, and then we'll make a mid-round call.
Speaking of mid, 3 of them start to charge towards it. Molotov's going to keep Breezy at bay, and Daps just charging. Look at this. They have, what's this call? Suddenly, they find some speed, and Summer welcomes it as he finds Daps. Not going to work well, though, Breezy with the behead. Great work from Attacker. He's using that smoke so well. The AUG, no scope necessary, finds 3 on top of the bicycle. And now just Cirque.
Oh, was that a nutmeg?
It was, I think so. Giggsy would be proud. That's going to be 6-2, then Bentet will finish it off. He's been putting cherries on top of these 2 victories back-to-back now for TYLOO.
Just to note, they have actually picked up 2 AWPs, so they're one of their own, and they've been able to scavenge Cirque. So they're going for the double-op approach right now, and that's a good idea when we know NRG like to go for heads-up plays, right? They get in the face, they like to take duels. The AWPs can completely negate players like Ethan and Breezy if the shots ring true.
Look at this from Attacker. I love that we're bringing the X-ray off for that, just so you can appreciate how little he was actually seeing.
Yeah.
For that 3K. With the X-ray on, you're like, okay, well, why weren't they shooting him? Now you see why.
The appreciation definitely has to be there. And as we can see, tactical pause will come out from NRG. A couple of members have bought.
Are these pauses? No. I'm just
no. That's the round timeline is how who's won in the order.
Just because I'm always certain those 2 rounds, those 2 CT rounds came off TYLOO's first timeout.
It definitely did, and you can see on the bottom left there, this is NRG's first pause. The little ticker just disappeared. As the timeout comes to an end, it will be the force by. Cirque's got a CZ. AK's in the hands of Ethan and Breezy. That's with the CZ as well. Fugly, what's he going for? He doesn't even have a gun in his hand. There we go. CZ 75 and a flash.
Good versus great in the utility levels. Let's see how this one shapes up. Wow, where did the HP go? They're running through the fire. It's not gone well. Oh, it's hell. It really is. 3 of them massacred upon this aggress towards Banana. Ethan's down to 52. He does have the AK. But how much can you really do with this round? It's over before it's really begun. Bentet just ensured it.
Just quickly, Alex, to stay out a worst-case scenario right here, NRG need at least 3 frags in this one to keep the economy whittled for TYLOO. If they get wiped off the face of the earth here, sure, their loss bonus is starting to build, but this suboptimal buy falls apart.
There's side quests to this mission.
There's more to it than getting the round on the board.
Ethan's considering going back towards middle. I don't think he's ever going to check this deep. No, perfect off angle from attacker. Just lingering towards T-ramp was enough to take the head off him. And they keep their weapons strong. TYLOO starting to nurture quite the comfortable economy after what was a disastrous start. Now 6-3, 3 consecutive for the Chinese squad. And actually, they're going to start to really put up some resistance here. NRG, they may have to go back to the drawing board, once again thrust into an dire economical situation.
Yeah, so NRG with that buy, you can justify it because they didn't want to let the economy build for TYLOO, so going for it to keep your foot on the throat in that regard, make sure you can keep cascading the rounds in, as we just get these lovely highlights of Bentet mopping them up. But now they have to take a save, and they only have 1 smoke grenade in the hands of Ethan, who also has armor. Breezy has a deagle, so if they can find some picks, there's always a chance, especially with the individual prowess of these North Americans.
I love it. Straight back up on the wall. The smoke off might give Ethan a bit of a false sense of security. It doesn't work out for Excurate, just about getting away with his life. Best pistol for you? P250?
Yeah, I think the P250 is the most versatile.
$300 as well, what a bargain.
Yeah, the deagle, obviously, the skill cap to use that efficiently all the time is quite high. I'm no good anymore.
Well, okay, never mind. I was about to reveal far too much about myself. I was watching a deagle tutorial the other night.
Okay. It was about 3 a.m. and
it was about 3 a.m. and Hugh, what's it? I can't remember his name, but I was watching a deagle tutorial, and apparently, if you tap to the song "Staying Alive,"
okay,
the hip fire, the spread resets during that. So if you go like ha 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 ha, staying alive, you get perfect.
I can't take you seriously.
I'm serious. Now. There you go. That's a tutorial. I just gave you that one for free.
Thank you, Alex.
Okay, embarrassing myself aside, let's get back into the Counter-Strike. Because TYLOO, 4 consecutive rounds on the CT side, and once again we're seeing Banana just littered with utility right out of the gates. I mean, is that because of the drama we had at the start of this game?
The back and forth in Banana is it's a bit like a tennis match of utility, and you see this happen in all cases. Most teams, most really proficient teams, are always going to contest for it, especially if they consider themselves to be the favorite, because you're not showing respect in that regard. And if you can get it early, you put so much pressure on them and you force them to do either something aggressive over towards A, or maybe go for some picks and get a little bit aggressive like
Ethan's parkour. That's actually a fantastic way to just quickly get up and catch someone just on the corner. The AWP's not pre-aiming that, I'll tell you that much.
So this is just going to slow down for a second now, because what they've done is they've forced Banana all the way back, and now they've grabbed mid control. But look at this push through. Apps attacker with the aggression on his own. That's huge. Breezy is a massive scalp to take, and now this is where NRG have to ask themselves questions, because there's no quick avenue for all 4 players to take a bomb site.
Quick responsive Molotov as well. It's not going to do too much, but stops Daps from doing anything too naughty, and as it dissipates, the smoke arrives. Somebody with the AWP. Double AWP still standing for TYLOO. One of them scavenged initially. But they have regrouped, and the nades start to come in. Somebody immediately not interested in that one. Smart decision, because he can connect now. One onto Ethan, a second onto Fugly. Now falls to Bentet to finish the job. His scope's a little smaller, still hits hard, and that's Summer to finish it.
Good round there from TYLOO. Mid-round decision for attacker to push. So you can think of this in a couple of ways. If he knows what type of default is coming in, he knows that he can go for that aggressive play. That's a massive risk.
Sure.
If he goes down, they're just going to run into the A bomb site and take those fights.
6-5. I mean, I had kind of this flash forward where I felt like NRG were just going to come out of the gate swinging in the same way, quite reminiscent of, you know, the ridiculous Liquid Inferno versus Astralis, where suddenly just everything clicked. This time, 6-5. TYLOO stabilized so very comfortably, and now once again NRG on a lackluster buy.
Something to note with somebody right now, he has 4 flash assists so far in this game, so he's been setting teammates up.
Wow. 11 rounds of play, 4 flash assists, or 4 flashes, resulting in a kill for his teammates.
Look at their kills as well so far. This should just be an eco mop, so we don't need to get too stuck into this round, but the spread of frags is very good for TYLOO. We have 9 for somebody, 11 for Bentet, somewhere on 10 of his own, Attacker on 9. Xcurate, a player who we're praising for his AWP prowess, he's only sitting on 4.
They are closing in on max money, Chad.
By a jet ski.
Good grief.
But this is the thing, it's almost 6 on the trot as well. Yeah. We had 6 on the trot from NRG at the start of the game with the pistol round.
But Attacker just hasn't been dying. He's still got the AK.
Oh, the late shot through
into the knee. Fugly in trouble. Xcurate is getting pressured though. He might likely lose his AWP unless that deagle connects. He's been listening to my tutorial. 2 quick frags to clean up the round, and we got ourselves a nice level playing field.
He's definitely staying alive, and that is another important factor,
Ooh.
Alex. 5 players remaining means the economy can continue to build, and as you mentioned, Attacker and Xcurate really close to maxing out. He's gone for the M4, which I feel is a very interesting choice.
If you dare say vintage or retro, I'm going to be very upset.
It'll be back after the major. Valve are definitely going to... they're going to nerf that bad boy.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say mute. I was going to say, we're not muting guns. We still need to hear them. That would be a little bit imber.
We'll see. I don't need this major tarnished by people making excuses because of a weapon. Certainly is powerful.
Yeah, don't get me started. Don't get me started.
What have you done?
A lot of back and forth recently.
So deep breaths, both here at the casting desk and in the server. Cirque back on that AWP. And I'm intrigued to see if he can continue to be as effective as he was. Of course, spectacular clutch right at the start to help them get a firm grasp of the economy. And I mean, that really did catapult them into a comfortable T side. Now peeking through the Molotov, through the smoke, somebody, he just does not feel fear.
Imagine this game if Ethan didn't win the 1v2 and Cirque didn't win the 1v2.
Individuals keeping NRG very comfortable on this T side, of course, looking forward to that luxurious CT. And the pressure mounting on TYLOO, which actually, their T sides have looked so much more...
Definitely so.
So much more defined than they previously have at their attendances at other majors.
I just need to note something right now. As we get close to a minute on the clock and utility is now just being thrown out from the guys from TYLOO. Having double AWPs allows you to posture in more forward positions, meaning you don't need to use your utility as quickly. Sure, banana it's needed. You need to make sure they can't just push up for free. You want to get them out of those places. But now we can still see on the board, there's 2 smokes left. Oh, okay, hold up. Through the smoke they go.
Changing ready their for plans. It. Okay, charging now out of balcony. There's so many CTs around him. Fugly, he's behind enemy lines right now. And it is his call of duty to frag. He gets 1. Looking for a second. Summer on site. 2 there. Xcurate as well. Scoped in on his location. 3 versus 3. Bomb just above him. Xcurate, I'm getting nifty flashbacks. So you know how prominent this position can be. We're about to find out if he can connect. Fugly just giving him a tease. Because he's expecting Breeze to go wide. No, still connects. TYLOO have the advantage and it's extended by Summer. It's finished by Summer. And they're feeling good. They're feeling themselves.
They're definitely feeling it. Xcurate getting fired up here. I got a smile on his face because there's 7 on the trot. And this is a fantastic comeback. Sure, a slow start. Sure, you lose pistol. Sure, you lose some clutches. But now you've got NRG on the ropes and their economy is in the bin.
Good to see that again. What a nice connection. And Summer, I'd like to see that second frag so quick to adjust. TYLOO, so you said that's 7 now? 7 on the trot?
Yeah, they haven't stopped. And it's interesting to note because the max loss bonus is on the board for NRG, you can scrap together a buy on the T side time and time again. They've just gone for a light pistol upgrade with some armor, some flashes, and they're trying to get banana aggression.
Oh, that's ballsy. Xcurate, he tagged up another one and Bentet's nade finished it. And that's enough. Like the wind is taken from your sails.
What?
Hello? Somebody, you're on the, your CT, your CT. What a bit with an AWP? What's happening? He's got the frag on Cirque.
I've never seen that.
Go?
Jonta's just laughing.
He's like, all right, man, yeah, sure. Like, he's got his strap book. He just has somebody rushes banana, flank, AWP against pistols.
I don't know what to say about that one. That's a a very interesting take, but if it works...
But that's the kind of play that I can see getting under the skin of NRG. These characters, they can fall. They can. Here we go. So Execute had that. Bentet's nice little nade on. Look where somebody ends up. We shouldn't be giggling. I mean, this is an incredibly intense game, but somebody just makes it look comical.
Yeah, there is a lot on the line here as we get to the last round of the first half. Whoever wins this best of 3 will be the second team going through to the Legends stage. They will not be Legends. They'll be new champions, Alex.
That's right. They have got a little bit more work to do. 1 win within the new Legends stage.
New challengers, not new champions. I gotta make sure I do these things right.
Yeah, there's lots of terminology.
Yeah, the champion is the
champion stage. Is it?
I've already gone to the future. I've seen the major.
We'll find out. I reckon it's going to be TYLOO. Watch this. Summer finds one onto Breezy and now can reposition, but from behind, Bentet, it's where he does it best. Takes the head off Ethan, and Cirque had to pay a heavy price. It's going to be finished once again by the nade. I just feel like every round, I'm living in a Counter-Strike Groundhog Day where TYLOO are locking things down. 9 potentially in a row now, unless Daps does something mad.
Their utility usage, especially with the HEs themselves,
it's been significantly better.
It's been absolutely insane. And now Daps, the in-game leader, left in a very different position. Gets 1, gets 2.
Oh my God.
Big shot from Daps, and now it's possible. 45 seconds left on the clock. Bomb in hand. Will get it down, but will he be expecting Bender to be so close?
He did get the frag up mid. They know he was there, and Bentet starting to hunt now. Daps, pressure starting to rise. He's looking for the clutch. His 4th frag of this round alone is not to be. Bentet secures 9 for TYLOO, and that is 9 straight. 6-0, you close the stream, you open it up, 9-6. TYLOO, what a turnaround.
Add mental resilience to what TYLOO are bringing to this stage of the major. Fantastic stuff from them. And over on that B stream, before we throw to the break, Furia are currently beating Spirit. You can check that one out as well.
Yeah, worth checking out. Of course, 2 streams running simultaneously. We are going to take a break. We'll be finding out if TYLOO can maintain this pace on the second half of our first map of our second best of 3 here for day 2 of Katowice. Join us after the break. Welcome back to the Major. We're here in IEM Katowice and we have got ourselves a treat. TYLOO NRG, a spot in the Legend stage. New Legend stage, of course, they have to pick up one more to be a Legend for the next trip around the world for Counter-Strike Majors. But at the moment, 9-6, and it was an exceptional second half of the first half. I promise that makes sense. I'm joined by Chad Sponge Birchill and TYLOO, 9 consecutive rounds on their CT side.
Just quickly, we need to know, as TYLOO living spawn, they have 2 HEs. So I'm curious as this is going to be a 5-man biff down mid here from NRG. All 5 players ready to fight. I don't think they're going to be expecting this.
This is a classic bit of North American pace change. They want to charge, an attacker, he welcomes it, finds the first, but this is going so well for NRG. Look at this, shots in every angle. Shot from behind, a taste of their own medicine perhaps. Summer in the meantime finds Cirque, finishes off what Daps did, and oh my goodness, he might even find a third. He does. Summer turns this on a dime, and now just Bentet and Breeze.
Oh my god, Summer has made this possible. Bentet now just with 1 kill to find the bomb. He can get it. The bomb site towards B was open, but a huge shot from Breezy right there, and that's what NRG needed. 6 straight to start the game, 2nd pistol in the back pocket, and their first round in 10 rounds.
NRG, they start strong on T. Both pistols under their belt. That's a big indicator they should be securing Inferno. Was their map pick, if I'm not mistaken? Double checking that. Yep, NRG did choose this one.
I did see TYLOO take on NRG back at IEM Shanghai, which was in August of last year in the grand final. Now, NRG made it look easy.
Right.
They mopped the floor with TYLOO on home soil. Different roster now. But they won't be too respectful of this Chinese unit because they know they can do it. They know they've done it before. So that's why we're happy to see them take a 5-man play down mid with the USPs. That's a nutty play, I guess, to say the least.
It's so crazy the plays we've seen in this map alone. Summer was flanking Banana with AWPs. We've seen a 5-man CT charge down mid in a pistol that could very well determine if you continue at the Major or not. I mean, It's been a wild ride so far. We'll see if it continues to play out as such. Summer did take a bit of a beating long range from the MP9, and this should just be a massacre. Maybe, just maybe, they want to take some of those SMGs away.
If they'd be super lucky, right? The fact of the matter is there's 3 Glocks on the board. They do have that Deagle 250, but I wasn't expecting a lot to get done. They do grab an opening kill, but now the mop from Breezy, the hero of last, is going to finish off 4. Maybe he'll get the 5th. Grab himself a, yeah, there's been lots of aces. Give him another one. Oh, he didn't see
Breezy.
it. Breezy to your left. Hello? Hello?
Okay.
Cool. All right, Breezy with the ace. That's fantastic. While we have a bit of housekeeping time, tweets come out saying the potential matches for the next round. We're definitely going to get NIP versus Vega. We're definitely going to get G2 versus Fnatic.
Ooh.
And it's either Cloud9 versus Furia or Cloud9.
Wait, that's an elimination
Spirit.
game, G2 Fnatic. Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
So one of those 2 is going home.
Sucks to be them, I guess.
Potentially. I mean, is that a guarantee?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, yeah, I'm 99.9% sure.
Recurring, of course.
I love spreading false information, but the first gun round of the second half is coming out here. 3 players over towards Banana for NRG just to get this control. And Breezy with that aggression. I spoke about the lack there of respect. They're more than happy to show them, hey, if you guys can push, we can too.
Yeah, NRG, they've got this under lock and key at the moment, giving TYLOO a real tiny fraction of time, but to start making decisions before NRG are up in their face. Look at this Banana control from them. You can see how deep Damps has managed to plant himself with support from Ethan at the top there. And that really locks things down. I mean, what are your options? Stand in mid and eventually get caught? Or try and retake this. A second smoke is going to arrive just in the nick of time to continue to delay and waylay.
Problem here is you have to clear all the corners because you know the aggressions come in. They have full Banana control. You don't know if a player's sitting in boiler room. Every single angle you clear, you have to be ready to hit that headshot. Nothing can be done lazily right now as TYLOO have absolutely no map control.
They have 3 smokes, should they get this control back, but I don't think Daps is going to relinquish this easily. They're using their nades in perfect succession to just completely lock them out of challenging for Banana, and time continues to tick away. There is no pause button for that clock, certainly not mid-round. It's Summer to challenge, and finally, albeit at a heavy price, Summer does open up Banana. Now the chance of B is very real. Ethan's kind of been given a sole responsibility here until Fugly arrives on the scene. He does have a smoke, that's not going to help him. And now it's all on Ethan. Going to get 1. Attacker tag 2, but Bentek catches him, and there's a gap, and that's going to be enough for Fugly to catch 1 with the spray. It's attacker to fall, and now all on Bentek.
He just needs 1 more kill here to make this rough on the economy of NRG, but he can get more. This flank with 10 seconds, if he gets the kill, he has to go straight for the plant. Not going to be expecting 2 players in Banana, though, Alex. This one's going to end, unfortunately.
He plants himself in the position to maybe get the bomb down. That's smart thinking. It's a tiny decision, but it's extra cash in the pockets.
It's selfless play. He could have gone for a fake defuse, and if a player was close, try and take the jewels, but then the second player can just jiggle away. You can see one player going out wide there, the other was dipping back just in case of that potential. So that's good spacing from NRG in that situation. But they will grab the third round, and similar scenes as the first half, right? They got the pistol round, they went on to a nice spree. We're seeing it 9-9. Bentet and Summer. Jesus, Joseph and Mary.
They're having a balling time.
20 for Summer, 17 for Bentet. Breezy on the other side of things is definitely getting a lot of work done. Did have the eco ace, which is stat padding in a way, but I'll give it to him.
I mean, their ADR, we're both in the hundreds, right? Yeah, I can see 109, 102. Summer and Bentet both delivering well over 100 damage per round.
For those who may have been watching Counter-Strike a couple of years ago, may remember Summer, also known as Fancy. Now, he was meant to be the big thing coming out of China and never really delivered on the international stage. This time round, he appears to want to put that all behind him because he's been in force for TYLOO thus far and showing new signs of life with Bentet, the Indonesian executor, as well.
I really love this combination of players. They have a very different and recognizable style of play. I think if I was watching this without player names, I could still tell you somebody was in the server. Let's see how this one continues to shape up then. Back to level playing field. And very intriguing buy is just a considered force. They've saved themselves for the buy in the next. And now, where do these pistols go? They have nades to support it.
Yeah, you usually need to have a couple of strategies like this for low buy scenarios. And this would be Jonta's work. These need to be in the back pocket. These set pieces need to be well drilled, dry run to no end, so that if you need a crucial round like right now, you can pull it out and catch the other team off guard.
It's not something that you can repeat. And certainly not repeat and get away with, but this is the first time they're going to show NRG what they have got in the strat book for this buy. It's a scrappy one, and they're off. Attacker descending first. He could be the first port of contact, but they've actually got pit control for free. Their smokes enable them to do that, and so Short will be the first contact. Bentet in trouble. He is being pressured by Daps, but Daps down now low. 13 points of health. It should be unlucky, but he's already got 2. Sounds pretty lucky to me. Breezy's keeping him safe on the cross as well. Those pit players are actually not feeling too grateful for their location right now, almost locked in. Can't leave and can't achieve. It's going to be Cirque and Breezy to wrap it up.
That's
double digit.
Such a heads-up play by Daps right there. Most people will see the X-ray go, oh my god, there's 3 players in pit. Why is Daps swinging closer to these smokes? He's actually getting closer to the smoke wall because they can be used as one-ways, and it's a chance to also get information because they didn't have a lot of information, right? They don't know how many players are in pit. They didn't see anything due to that execute. By pivoting towards, I call it diggity. You can call it quad, lane,
I'll do that,
short,
yeah.
Whatever you want. Taking these fights right here, he's first of all getting information, and they're 2 crucial kills, and also if the players tried to hover over the top of the smokes from pit, he's in a safer position.
He handled that well. I mean, when those smokes are falling, there's so many questions you want answers to, and you can't get any. Holds his nerve, holds his ground, and covers 2 on the short. No diggity.
What a banger that is.
It really is, isn't it? Oh, Ethan don't want no scrubs. He's going to take the head off somebody.
I love this late wave take here in Banana.
Wow.
Normally we see a take like that early round. They've allowed them to get control, they've trapped them in, and they've bombarded them with utility, which has just blown Bentet and somebody well and truly out of the server. Fantastic work from NRG there. I love to see that exchange, Alex. The meta in that is just constantly changing. The mind games, the back and forth of the approach. It's the tiny things like that that I love.
I'm just also appreciating just how influential the grenades have been from both sides. Everyone is using them to their full effect. I mean, that round just looked so foreign.
Well, back when I used to play, we just throw nades willy-nilly.
Yeah.
Now everything feels like it has a...
Everything's been done before. Nothing is new. But saying that, we've seen actually a whole lot of innovation, or at least the thought processes coming into Katowice, everyone pulling out the stops. Here we go. Charge for Breezy, and he's just going to line up 2. That's the end, surely, for Execute. Trying to keep hold of his AWP for a moment longer, but it will be Cirque once again to connect. He actually hasn't got an absurd amount of frags. Cirque just 8, but I feel like his impact when he is fragging, when he is called upon, he delivers.
Well, Ethan and Cirque both had big clutches in that first half, which contributed to 2 rounds. It also would have, pushed the economy down of TYLOO, so the trickle-on effects of those clutches is huge. They might not have as many kills as Breezy, but their contribution is definitely needed to be noted.
Breezy closing in on that 30 bomb already. Solid connection from Ethan. They are growing to expect the TYLOO aggression.
That's what you need to do, right? You need to make sure that the head's on the swivel in that regard. They can be pushing at any moment. What's happening is when TYLOO are getting map control, especially late round there in the 3-on-5, nobody from NRG is taking a risk.
Right.
The thing is, if you give them a chance to shoot you in the head, they're going to do it. And at that point, when they posture so awkwardly, that gets them a chance into rounds, but very disciplined play from NRG right here. And maybe another pocket strategy coming out from TYLOO, as we do see the CZ75s with a little bit of utility in tow.
They've got, I mean, you see a little bit. There's plenty of flashbangs to just cause a whiteout on one of these sites. And saying that, utility experience on the other side of things. Excurate just catches another one on the chin.
That's the change-up, though. You notice how in other rounds they gave them more room at the start to take banana control, to posture around the mid-pit. Here they've gone just for the nukes of nades, and it's done so much damage.
It is so effective. NRG, I mean, we spoke to Daps over in London. We were actually sharing the desk with him. He talked about how much he was learning from trying to replicate the play of Astralis on this very map. Team that revolutionized the utility usage. I want to focus on this round, though, because things are actually starting to work. They're gathering forces. Now somebody falls, that's a weapon loose, but they are already swarming on the site. Who is the CT on balcony? Where are you? What can you do? It's Breezy as he finds his 26th frag, and now support in tow. Bomb's not down yet. It's loose, and that's causing problems. It's up on the hay bales, and that should be it. Bentet with a collateral! And just from 0 to 100, Jonta wants them to calm down. I probably should, but that round, that was over for TYLOO until Bentet showed up.
As soon as you get 4 players making it through CT Arch towards the spawn, even with pistols, you start to worry a little bit because rotations are coming in. How clear is the communication? They pick up that gun. They're able to get into the bomb site. Bombs down like you're talking about, but they've pushed and offered up 2 free kills.
So question, is that an example of just Bentet being nuts, or are we looking at poor spacing from NRG?
Look, Bentet got lucky. The fact of the matter is they're pushing out to trade. I don't think that's a bad call at all. They wanted to make sure that they couldn't isolate Jules and take Breezy down, because at that point they have the entire quad and site to their own doing. It's a good call. It's unlucky. I don't think they're expecting him in that position at all.
Gets away with it, and that's huge. That's TYLOO straight back into the running here. Ethan.
Oh, they missed a
double molly. It looks like that, yeah, that doesn't quite add up.
They wanted one.
Who's this? There's a bit of a standoff in apps. And from apps to daps. Attacker falls, and so does Summer. That's almost enough. NRG chopped the head off the snake.
It's good progression by NRG. They've offered up a lot of different looks on this CT side. TYLOO haven't been able to deal with it because they are playing more of a standard style CS. Map control, you know, what we expect to see. They haven't thrown in anything crazy. Thing is, they've had one round of this T-half, and it was with the pistols because Bentet got a lucky double.
Somebody, though, trying to move the room, but there's just not enough coverage. They are going to get caught on the cross. It's Excurate, lucky to be alive. Thanking his lucky stars, he had his steel toe cup boots on.
Plant is important here because they can suffer the hard reset.
Their setup is suboptimal. CT starting to gather. They have the numbers and they have the nades, but neither are going to find them just yet. Smoke's going to make Excurate irrelevant unless he pushes through it. The AWP doesn't work for that, though. It's all on Bentet. They're going to be looking at him. Excurate finds one. Bentet another. He's not expecting 2, but that's a lot of pressure. Breezy finds his 30 and finds the 12 for his team. You can't write him out. You can't write TYLOO out. He had no health, no hope, no nades, doesn't matter. Right down to the wire.
Big smile on Daps' face there. Know that they dodged a bullet because they were starting to find themselves in a rough position.
That was a 50-50, right? Bentet's like, okay, it's either coffins or there's another one.
Yeah, well, the problem is Excurate died through the smoke, right? So he can't really call a exact position. It's the audio cues at that point. Maybe someone comms something. There's chaotic moments. They're hard to control.
That's their last timeout. Interesting. We haven't seen a team use all of their timeouts. I certainly haven't. Not that I've been keeping a hawk's eye on it, but still. Shows that they are implementing Jonta in such an important match.
And it seems they've gotten through them quite early, but I guess if they don't start getting rounds on the board right now, they might be out of the game before they have a chance to use the last one. So this will be the last chance that Jonta, the coach standing behind them, can have any input. It's now all on Bentet and the boys.
The boys are already through.
I can't believe it. They did that in such blistering fashion, Alex.
If anybody did miss out, of course, spoiler alert, but the Renegades, the first team to lock themselves in for the next stage of competition here in Katowice. 3-0, undefeated.
When we qualified for a major in the past and made it to the top 16, we actually beat Natu's team as well. So.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Now that is a quinky dink.
Oh, and Alu was in the team also.
Oh my God.
Oh dear.
Alu, victim of the Renegades' major success twice now. Fugly in the meantime, keeping things level. He managed to go wide on B, just enough to catch somebody who is often the spearhead of the assault for TYLOO. They've put all of their eggs into this basket here. You can see that timeout. Obviously, the call was Excurate's got the AWP, do something with it. Bentet there to support.
I think they'll go back towards B again. I know that they're posturing in Banana right now, but you can see the success onto trading on the bomb site. They have good spacing and they know how to isolate those frags. So if they opt for that again and can get into an even post-plant situation, this is more than possible.
Smoke exchange. Is anyone brave enough to go on the other side of it? Daps, of course, above it. Attacker with a lineup. Now this feels like they are going to be committing. Yes, the flash works. Fugly forced. It's all on Daps. No one else there to support. Daps is waiting for them to go wide. He's revealed his location, but no one looking. Attacker none the wiser. Summer incredibly low, and Daps gets away with all of that mischief. Still half health.
Fantastic stuff from Daps here. He's had a couple of big plays so far, and that one right there could be more than enough to get them back in this round.
This is a tough afterplant. Look at their health. No nades to keep them at bay. You've got a flashbang on Cirque perhaps to try and get them in, but I'm worried about TYLOO. Do they have the resources? Well, they've got Excurate, and he's got the shots. Not expecting Cirque there again. 2 versus 2 now. Nice work from Summer. Catches him in the off angle. All on one man. Cirque, as he starts to back away. Scarpa, he wants to keep the zoom banger for another round.
Has to save. Not going to even grab a kill at the end of that one. But look at everybody's money, Alex. Look at this. Everybody's pretty much bankrupt. You've got the likes of NRG.
We're getting Dickensian here.
This is where it becomes very curious, because as a CT, when you have an AWP on your star player, you could force buy behind this. Everybody could upgrade. They could get some P250s, CZs, armor, get the utility like we spoke of before, and hope that Cirque can find a pick. Then you can pick up an AK-47. Or you take a save and you try and get yourself in a position where, look, everybody can buy better guns. The problem is, if Cirque holds onto the AWP, he gets hunted down and dies.
Yeah.
You've just wasted a lot of money.
Double eco for Ethan though, right? If my peanut brain is doing the maths.
I think they should force buy here. I definitely think they should force buy. I don't think this is a save.
Okay.
Especially because of that AWP in play. But the question becomes, like, how far do you want to let this game go, right? I think the smart decision, or the only decision, is to force buy behind this AWP, and that's what they've gone for.
Okay, gosh, let's see how they choose to play this. They've obviously erred on the side of utility as opposed to weaponry. You can see Fugly making a sacrifice in favor of the incendiary smoke and flash. The same can be said for that of Breezy. And Daps just a singular smoke and that kit. Don't forget, that's an important one. They're playing this round to win it, albeit up against the odds and up against the weapons for AKs and a Galil for TYLOO. And they're going to be playing it slow.
Yeah, everyone has a scrappy buy, right? And I think that's a safe call, because TYLOO aren't too sure what they're going to be going up against. They don't know, other than the AWP, what's on the board. So they want to flush them out. And this little setup right here from NRG can definitely work. If Cirque hits the shot, the player with the CZ can push forward and grab the AK-47 very quickly.
Look at Summer's apps control nades.
Yeah, you can actually get a Molotov off that doorway that's going to bounce and stop any halls pushes early if you actually want to be hyper-aggressive in that position.
I like the HE as well. Like it's almost catching the people that were holding his apps that he previously, Attacker, was actually within.
Well, they've conditioned that, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Exactly the play that they're adapting and they're learning on the fly. They're not getting lackadaisical about anything, but they've postured for B once more, and they've found some decent success over towards this side of the map.
Have we seen TYLOO fall by towards A once?
Just with the pistols, they're able to get on in and pull out that miracle round. They've gotten into the B-bomb site twice now, I believe.
Interesting. Fugly and Ethan then going to be the first recipients of this TYLOO aggression. And the Dragon starts its flight path. First somebody falls though, that's positive for NRG. And look at this attacker with some hyper-aggressive. He's trying to cut off the rotate, but it's not going well. It took him too long. And now Cirque is there to catch him as he tries to hightail it back to the site. They don't have the site. Attacker was trying to do something a little too Rambo, and now they're doing the flashbang dance, and Fugly does it full blind. Cirque's there as well with the AWP. It's on to Bentet. He has to be the hero. He is! 3 frags. He's got 12 seconds. I'm worried, and so is he. Breezy saves the day again. Woo! Wipe the sweat from your brow at home. That's some intense Counter-Strike. That's twice now. Cirque has saved them. Excuse me, Breezy has saved them in an incredibly close affair. 1 versus 1. Bentet nearly gets them again.
I feel like when you're in that position, you grab the first, you grab the second, you swing around to the third, you're just powering up to grab the fourth.
Yeah, it is kind of going Super Saiyan, isn't it? I think Bentet's hair's getting a little blonde after that one.
Good buy call here. They know that they need to break this economy of the CTs. If they can do so, NRG are going to have to start considering Eco. But look at this play from Breezy. He knows he has to be heads up. He knows he's the difference maker so far. And
can they not see his barrel from that?
Yeah, that's why Cirque is overseeing with the AWP. That's the escape plan.
Quite a scary crossfire, actually, especially with the 2 players that are actually holding those weapons. 2 turrets for NRG. 31 frags makes it 32 quite comfortably. Cirque trying to support him. He can't hold the angle, but he smokes it instead. Breezy, he's playing deathmatch right now, and it's at the major. Another one soon to follow. It's going to be Ethan who finishes off what Breezy started, and now Bentet just left all alone in no man's land. No bomb. No frags just yet.
What was that magic number I threw at you before, Alex, when you're in these kind of positions?
The magic number, is it 3?
It is 3. And
why is it 3?
So because the money's so low right now, if only 2 players survive, they can't drop 3 guns.
He's going Hulk mode.
And they've got 3.
He's seeing green.
They've done what they needed to do. So they've kept the pressure on, which, look, I suspect TYLOO, even if they lose this round, which right now, I was going to say is very likely, but Bentet doing his best to claw it back in, will most likely force buy again.
So NRG are giving him 2 1v1s. After his hard work already, 2 frags to his name. Now he has the opportunity to head towards a site. He has got oodles of utility. He doesn't have oodles of time, though, and oodles is not a real measurement. I apologize.
Oh, the miss!
That. He missed the shot. That's a problem. Cirque's going to let that bomb go down. He can't challenge. He's only got a flashbang. Bentet may have to do the dance. It doesn't even catch him. Now the rotate's coming in from Fugly. Could this be the 1v4 to keep TYLOO afloat in map 1?
This would be absolutely insane.
They're going to regroup. They're going to group up. Bentet, he's starting to get the timing right. 1 down. Surely not again. He's done it. So close so many times, but this time he gets the cigar and Bentet doesn't even blink.
Ice in the veins.
Wow.
I got goosebumps in that situation, and this guy, he didn't even blink.
That is an earth-shattering clutch from Bentet. That was such a comfortable round from NRG, and look at what that has done to NRG's economy. They are pulling together the lint from their pockets to try and make an impact in this round.
Alex, this is the perfect game to illustrate the importance of the economy struggle in Counter-Strike. The back and forth, the keeping each other modest the entire time. No one is getting the orgs on the board because no one can afford the bad boys. Back and forth we go as TYLOO have potentially stabilized here.
Yeah, if this previous gameplay is anything to go by, though, I wouldn't be long before NRG do something similarly ridiculous back. I mean, this has just been trading insane Counter-Strike back and forth between the 2 of them. The bloodlust of a spot in the Legends stage has led to some wonderful turns of play, and awful, of course, from the perspective of NRG most recently. Not ideal. Bentet was in ult mid without the bomb versus 4 CTs, and he walks away with the 12th round. Now, they have the financial advantage. Can they convert it, though? We're about to find out. Daps perhaps going to be tested on short. Bombs on the way as well, in the grasp of Bentet. The CTs aren't using their nades. They're giving them control. And Bentet's going to be the first to challenge. He does catch a glimpse of the hand, and oof. In the meantime, Breezy keeps App safe for now, finding himself his 35th frag there. Everyone, what's going on? It's a silent disco, finally! Excurate does get the frag, but my goodness, they're all hanging out having tea.
Oh my god, how ridiculous are some of these rounds. If he came out of the flash just a second before the 2 of them,
yeah,
that's the perfect weapon for that range.
Imagine it. Imagine if there's 3 Ts just facing away from him. An inch from his face. Wow, close.
Since round 20, it's gone back and forth. Round 20 it went for NRG, TYLOO wins one, NRG wins one, TYLOO, NRG, TYLOO, and now TYLOO have finally won 2 in a row. Now, just so everybody can note, the loss bonus right now, obviously the pistol round loss bonus has changed, but we are dealing with the regular right now. So it's 1,400 after the first round. So that was after they lost the last. That's where they've gone for the force buy here. It's going to be 1,900 coming on in, which is not enough to get a decent buy. So now they have a choice. They go for the force buy, allowing TYLOO to get 14 rounds. Sorry, do they go for the save, allowing TYLOO to get 14 rounds? Do they force buy again?
But that's almost like putting their hopes of winning their map pick on a half buy.
It's basically a shove all in at that point.
Okay, so they're at their metaphorical Counter-Strike poker table. You can see Xcrit's perspective here. And he does just catch Breezy. It wasn't far off either. Timeout not going to be called.
Yeah, there's one pause left. Wasn't taken. Daps didn't feel the need to talk it over with the coach.
And they're going to be almost conceding. TYLOO will likely secure the 14th unless they try and do something just a little too hastily. But we've been seeing restraint from TYLOO that we've never seen before. I don't think it's a coincidence that synchronizes well with Jonta's arrival in the roster, but we'll let the team explain all of their inner workings. We won't make too many assumptions as to where this has come from, but hard work certainly paying off for TYLOO. Pushing NRG all the way. Interested in some real estate. We walk through apartments, starting to jump out now.
Freebie, you love them.
Look at this, the site's wide open. Cirque's got a pea shooter. And that bomb will be going down. It's actually quite late to the site coming from Xcrit.
Alex, this is going to sound weird, and most people may be curious, but nobody from NRG has to die this round. Sure, maybe an exit and AK would be cool, or trying to do a little bit of damage yourself to their economy. But the likelihood is, with 3 USPs on the board, a CZ75 and that MP9, you're probably not going to get a lot done. So you're better off not offering yourself up as an extra $300 a head, right?
Or 600 if Attacker gets unleashed. I mean, you definitely kind of send him on a bit of a goose chase, but perhaps not. Look at this. They are not interested in any form of hunt.
We do normally see this in the early stages of games, so it doesn't allow a team to build an economy, but you don't normally see a play like this coming out in the late stages. So this is them being very conservative after a round that was their undoing. Bentep winning a massive clutch.
They just aren't interested. They didn't come to be. No worries. We'll have another go, and they'll have more cash for this second go as well. That one timeout. There is only one timeout across both teams. That just testifies how close this game has been, as does the score, and there it is. 8 timeouts used in this game of Inferno.
If we do go to overtime, there'll be no more timeouts.
You don't get an extra one.
You just carry across what you have from regulation, and so far, that'll be nada.
Oh, that could have implications, but let's not get ahead of ourselves.
So this isn't even a great buy from the likes of NRG. Look at this. We got 4,300 on Cirque. Ethan's bought all the way down. I believe he would have dropped the gun across. We'll get the AUG coming out, and Daps has opted for utility. That's why he has the MP9, just for those who are a bit curious as to why he went for the weaker weapon in this scenario.
He's been playing a lot of the MP9. It seems to be his weapon of choice.
I think Daps has actually had a lot of crucial frags. He's sitting on 18 kills, but it's been a couple of multi-frag scenarios that he's really had a lot of impact, and obviously Breezy at 35. We haven't seen anything from Cirque and Ethan really since those clutches, and Fugly's been quiet the entire game.
Let's see if they can get that 14th on the board. The CTs, they've hit a bit of a problem, and now, well, my goodness, there is so much fire. So many nades. What is this? It's an airstrike towards T-Ramp. Xcrit's wondering what happened. He's shell-shocked and has to operate for the rest of this 90-second round with 36 points of health. Daps hasn't even fired a bullet yet, but he's done so much.
I guess identifying the fact that they are doing these slower default plays to kick off most rounds, able to get the deep grenades in banana and middle. A good adjustment early from NRG. But TYLOO don't look too worried. Obviously, they're a little bit more hesitant to getting that map control. But they still get it.
Just starting to hope for an NRG slip up. TYLOO, they haven't moved a muscle after that aforementioned airstrike.
The problem is, Alex, they haven't actually cleared sandbanks, so they don't know that that part of the map is all theirs for the taking.
So this is actually just going to be, what, a Bentet solo mission, it looks like. Try and keep those CTs comfortable on B. One smoke's not really going to cut it. We'll find out if it is actually. That's an assumption, because right now they are stacked up on one another, so it's going to be 3 players to receive if TYLOO commit to this. 25 seconds, they're going to have to commit to this.
They can Molotov Breezy out of pit here. He doesn't have a smoke to stop it. It doesn't matter. He's hit the shot, though.
That's a start. Daps, oh, this is lovely with the smoke. He has a perfect angle on the cross. He can keep his teammates safely. Does that. MP9's working for him. Finds his 19th. Cirque's now arrived on the site, and he's making it work with the assault rifle. 14-14. NRG keeping things under lock and key.
Here's what I'm calling if I am Bentet right now, something a bit more aggressive, especially over to apartments early in the round. Take boiler and apartments very quickly. They're putting a lot of emphasis with utility towards banana and middle, giving you almost a chance just to jog straight up alt mid, take those positions quickly, and force them off of mid early.
It's a ballsy call to make at 14-14.
It has to be done, but when they're sitting back and posturing like that, just allowing these late round scenarios to unfold in the favor of NRG, and the two best players right now, Breezy almost on 40 kills.
Daps is the second highest fragger with 19. It's all Breezy, and it has looked easy. Somebody, though, takes off Fugly's aggression. What is happening here? Molotov does connect. I'm struggling to comprehend what I just witnessed.
It looked like he had a nade out, and as soon as he dropped it, he shot. That
was...
Yikes.
We'll see it again. I'm sure we'll see it again. It did look like he kind of just had like the Wild West trigger finger.
That's not one you want to be missing if you're Fugly, really.
Well, it was traded. Ethan keeping his teammate's death avenged.
This is great news for the series.
It is, isn't it?
The fact that TYLOO were able to put this pressure on NRG's map pick going into Mirage, which was TYLOO's choice.
What do we end on? Train, if we need it. Here we go. Whether they choose to commit to this, there is so much time left. You can see there is eyes towards the rotate.
Look how close they are on middle right now. They have full information, which is putting a lot of weight on the shoulders of Ethan towards B, but TYLOO found a lot of success over towards this B bomb site, and that's where they're going.
Why is there not just a little bit more concern for Ethan's vitality? That's why, because he can hit shots like that. He takes 2 down, doesn't lose a single point of health, and the call is made. TYLOO, their attack is going to be completely hamstrung by this presence from Daps. 2 of them charging up banana. I think the bomb plant is a possibility, but I'm going to actually have to shut the hell up. Sure, a bomb plant, but they're there, and that's incredible. Ethan left to his own devices, he takes 4 kills and the 15th for NRG. Comfortable hold under a huge amount of scrutiny.
We did say it was quiet. And here he's able to put an absolute haul. That's a massive round.
He has, I mean, he's been struggling to kind of survive the tests on B. This time, passes with flying colors. 4 frags in the round. Those first 2, though, were really the brunt of his success. And now NRG on match point. It is their map, TYLOO. It's been a constant roller coaster of stress and clutches and everything else in between. But right now, it's 1 round and their buy is suboptimal. A Mac 10 for Summer, a Galil for Bentet. If I'm TYLOO, I might want to throw an AK his way after a performance so far.
They shouldn't default again, whatever they do. Don't default again. Mix it up, give us something different, go for a different look.
Find some of that TYLOO flair.
Looks like they are going for quicker hauls and boiler control here, and there's more of a lean straight towards the A bomb site as no one is currently in banana, but if they take too long, the timer on this is the B rotation. They're posturing right now at the top.
They haven't got any utility on B. It's not going to keep the CTs busy for long.
Oh, look at this play towards quad, going for lane aggression here. Flash comes in. It could be a little bit too late, though. Cirque might be caught in limbo here. He's going to scamper away just in time.
What is the strategy here? I'm seeing a CT rotate towards A as well. Daps, followed by Fugly. TYLOO, this is predicted by NRG, but still, it comes down to crosshairs, it comes down to heads. Let's see how this one shapes up. The coin is tossed. Comes up heads for Excurate, Breezy and Egg. Oh my goodness, it's a massacre. The round is over. Cirque close quarters finds attacker, and that's the 16th they were looking for. NRG, a sigh of relief for the North Americans. They were put through their paces on map 1.
They're going to check out that round they lost to Bentet there and probably question why they took all those jewels. But we got the action, we got the series that we're looking for, and hopefully we get more of a Mirage, which is map number 2 coming at you after the break and the analyst desk.